The first question I ask, tell me about a time in your career when you had the greatest enjoyment and the greatest satisfaction out of your job. What was the job? What were you doing? And
Okay.
what gave you so much joy and satisfaction? And I'd ask your listeners all to think about that and answer that question for themselves. And if you're not sure, ask your colleagues and your friends that same question because
Mm,
when and by the way, the first answer is not always the right one, so tell
yeah.
me more, tell me a little bit more, and that's where you start drilling in, and you might not find that first answer is rarely generally the exact answer. Part
Okay.
of the job and how what made you
Mm,
and you always go back to history of what was it you loved, what did you enjoy, what and you start seeing that and you're like, tell me a little bit more, tell me a little bit more. And then if you can't find it that way, the other option is tell me about something you've done in your past you don't want to repeat, you don't want to do again. What was it about that task, that project, that initiative, that job you were doing? Why didn't you enjoy it?
yeah.
Because once you understand the why don't I's, you can get into why do I. Ooh,
Yes.
I don't like to do accounting, but I like doing analysis. So what you realize
Mhm.
is they don't want to do the technical balance sheet, but they like taking a balance sheet for the last 4 years and analyzing it to see anomalies because they're finding those gaps. So what you realize is it's not the wrong job. They're doing a wrong aspect of the job.